Make sure you watch until the end to find out how you can win a very cool specimen. Hey guys, it's Rob. I've got Tom with me today, and we're doing a Brazilian unboxing battle. I went to a friend of ours out in Clinton, and I borrowed some specimens.
Sheesh.
I've also got a box.
What do we have? It's a little amethyst point.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got some color zoning in it. You can see it dead on. It's even easier to see from the back.
Boom.
Got a phantom in there. Yeah, right here. The way
that's
you
really
see
rad.
that growth structure on the inside. There's a little, it's just a phantom. I'm sure everybody out there watching knows it's just kind of secondary growth.
We picked these guys because we love the color zoning that kind of occurs along the growth lines. You can see on the back side the hexagonal outline of its growth pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very unique. The way you have those alternating lines where it's just colorless and then it comes in.
These are Trapiche-Like amethyst.
The major difference between Trapiche emerald and any other species or variety is just how it's formed in that separation. Because when you look at a Trapiche emerald, there's a straight line growth of a different material in between it.
Right.
So this is quartz to quartz to quartz. It's just color zoning and an impurity.
It's a different phenomenon, but it's the same look. It's the
overall same look.
Appearance.
And when you give the appearance, sometimes you hear Trapiche-Like.
Yeah.
I've seen these sold as atomic quartz.
Oh,
atomic amethyst, because when you look at this, how it's got the triangles in the center, it almost looks like the atomic. Yeah, the radiation symbol.
Amethyst gets its purple color from iron, which is where we're getting these purple striations, these purple zones of color. So I had never heard of this referred to as atomic amethyst, but it makes a lot of sense given its resemblance to the like the radiation, the warning symbol, which I think that's really dope. And this slice is actually for sale. We'll have a link down in the description if you want a piece like this for yourself. It's sliced, but it's also got its own like facets along the edge, so it's like a stop sign with depth, you know?
Yeah, the color zoning really just, it really sets it apart from any other. You don't generally see this in citrine, which is another variety of quartz. You don't see it in smoky quartz.
Yeah.
This is kind of unique to that, and especially from Brazil, you get a lot of interesting growth. A lot of African amethysts are a lot more rich. You don't see light tones. They're usually really grape jelly purple. So all of this Brazilian material, you just get those subtle differences.
Yeah.
It's really unique. So I mean, the great thing really with all this stuff, and even like the parcel that you've got here in front of you.
Oh yeah.
We're lucky enough to deal with people that you can trust, that you know where stuff comes from.
Yeah, you gotta stay reputable in this industry, man. Otherwise,
origin is a really big deal in a lot of gemstones, because there are some people who might be a purist that, like I was saying about, African material, you can tell pretty quickly when you have something that an amethyst from Morocco, because it usually has iron or hematite needles on the inside of it.
Okay.
But on something like Brazilian material, there are some people who would think Brazilian material is the best that you can get.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to buy at all times.
So what about this parcel, which is also for sale? There'll be a link in the description. What about this tells you that it's from Brazil?
For me, it's different tones, that you'll have a little bit darker and lighter stuff mixed in as well. A lot of like Brazilian and Uruguayan material almost seems like it has a hint of red underneath it. I just really like parcels because these are great built-in teaching tools. If you want to become a gemologist, you have a built-in, already tested amethyst that's natural, that's heated, and you're going to be able to look at all these stones to look at identifiable inclusions that are amethyst. You'll know it's amethyst. Liquid inclusions, zebra stripes, all kinds of little things. If you have a microscope or a loupe, just look at it. You'll get better at identifying
stuff on
things
the inside
as well.
I myself am guilty of overlooking the educational value of the parcel.
Yeah.
We sell all kinds of parcels with mixed gemstones, and you could just take a loupe and maybe some tweezers, or if you've got a kit that has more stuff, just practice with it. We actually cut this in a YouTube video a while back, so make sure to check that out.
This has a story behind it that they got sent to the wrong people.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was like separated at birth.
Okay.
They sliced it down, the two slices went wrong directions, and the one person realized, this isn't the one that I bought. And the other person was like, ooh, this wasn't the one that I bought,
hey,
and didn't send it back.
Not mine either.
This is a back available thing. It came back to us, and
well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
But we'd love to see him off.
Yeah, and it could be someone else.
We don't have space for all this stuff. I think that guy is really cool because of just how like water ice clear it is up into the inside.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really like about, especially something like this, it's just another world inside there. Mm-hmm. The more you look at it, the more things you see. Actually, I see a couple of different phantoms, even coming from this side. You see the straight line growth.
And then it's also got a hole in the back where you can see, because of how the light travels through to the front, that hole just goes all the way down into the middle of that stone, which I think is really cool.
Our friend Darlene calls this celestial smoky quartz, and it's from Minas Gerais, Brazil.
It's a huge region that so much stuff comes from imperial topaz, all kinds of quartzes. Some of the nicest imperial topazes comes from that area. And it really is just in an abundance of a mining area.
Got one more big one, quartz, variety smokey.
Yeah, let's stand it up and you can work the light.
Okay. I like this because it's kind of like, I'm a big, I like nature documentaries and stuff, and this looks like undersea footage of like the ocean floor to me, is what it reminds me of, which I think is why I like it so much. Show me what you brought.
Let's go.
Nice.
I'll let you take
One-handed
it.
All right, let's see. What do we have here? I don't think I'm right, but immediately I was like, you're not a really light peridot. So
nope.
Let's keep looking. Let's keep trying to guess.
The answer in the cabochons, it should let you know what we're looking at.
Ooh, do I see a little chatoyancy here?
You do. You see a cat's eye.
Yeah, I do. That's nice. Okay.
That's Chrysoberyl.
Oh, right on. The most famous Chrysoberyl would be alexandrite.
Yes.
But this is not alexandrite. It's not color changing, but it does have a beautiful phenomenon, chatoyancy.
Yeah, and that's kind of the great thing about cat's eye chrysoberyl. It's got that light color. It's usually like a yellowish green. I've seen some very, very bright yellows.
Okay.
Like to the point that you would think that it was yellow tourmaline.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Most times it's going to look like the faceted one that we have right over here.
Yeah, this is a little bit greener for sure.
Brazil actually had, at one time, quite a bit of alexandrite that was grown there.
Oh, really?
Yes, and some of the finest quality alexandrite comes from Brazil. Cleaner material tends to come out of Brazil, and it has a much sharper and more vivid color change.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it's pretty much mined out.
Well, this guy is for sale, and so are the two cabochons. This one's got a cat's eye. Does that have anything going on with it?
This has a cat's eye. The difference between the two of these that we're going to see is that this one has a lot better transparency.
I see that.
So this one's a little bit opaque. Mm-hmm. But then once you hit it with the light, the cat's eye is so much more crisp on this one than you see on that one. You still see it, but this one is obviously the higher quality stone. And I really go back to, the reason that we say that these are for sale is these are collector stones. They really are. Like if you're any kind of a gemstone collector, especially if you like optical properties, this is a well-renowned stone for cat's eye. Like one thing that people look for with chrysoberyls, it's called the milk and honey effect.
Okay.
So it's like if you hit them with two different flashlights, what'll happen is on each side of this, you'll have one that looks like honey and then one that looks milkier.
Fun fact about the word chrysoberyl is that it comes from Greek, ancient Greek, chrysos and berylos, which means gold white spar. You used to call it gold white, now we call it milk and honey.
There we go, yeah. So this is a good example of something that is like textbook Brazilian material. Okay. But I know that we both have other stuff that we brought to show. So let's get to that.
Good idea. All right, I'm gonna bring in the next box.
I'm ready for it.
Open her up.
I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a favorite of mine.
Okay, so I know what this is.
It's that big Lego lightsaber.
Yep, this should be in a museum.
So what is this?
This is green spodumene. There's a little town called Hiddenite, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Hiddenite, North Carolina is known for a stone and mineral called hiddenite.
Right.
So hiddenite is green spodumene.
Exactly. It's part of the reason why I brought this up.
Why didn't we call this hiddenite? I have two reasons.
Okay, lay it on me.
I have two reasons.
Okay.
The main one you just mentioned.
It's from the wrong place.
There are a lot of purists who fully believe if it did not come from North Carolina, it's not hiddenite. The other one I believe is a coloring agent. If it's colored by chromium, it's hiddenite.
Okay.
If it's not, you're just going to call it green spodumene.
Okay.
And it's a rough fence to ride down.
Sure.
You mentioned the etch pits.
I love the etch pits.
On multiple sides you have them. It goes all the way down.
Mm-hmm. I like the striations on this.
All over
as well.
here. Yeah, the striations, the way it grows and looks on the back where you have that stepping, you can see even on the bottom here, like this is classic spodumene because the first thing I think of is kunzite, like a kunzite crystal.
Right, yeah, the pink stuff. It is very glassy.
Yeah, but it just has that odd tint to it that it might fluoresce if you hit it with the UV light. Oh wait, yeah. It does a little bit.
It fluoresces orange.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can see it definitely on that.
I don't know if we've ever tried fluorescing this in front of me. I've never seen that fluoresce before.
Yeah, there's a cool story about this one too.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
It used to be a different color.
And then what happened?
It just faded. It's got a light little pink to it now.
It's the inclusions that make this absolutely spectacular. So we've got like this absolute slicing downfall of rain in these inclusions in this spodumene piece, which is beautiful.
It really is. With that like subtle color that's there and the inclusions, it still has value. It's still aesthetically pleasing. So I went ahead and gave it a SKU and decided it's going to be a great collector stone for somebody.
So it is for sale. There'll be a link in the description. In fact, everything on the table from this box, including that awesome spodumene specimen, is for sale. The links will be in the description down below. With
it being spodumene, it's not unlikely that it's just not a growth tube on the inside. Those are fairly common inside where it's just a vacancy of any material.
Well, I would almost believe that because when I don't have a loupe, but I can see because my eyes are young and powerful, that at the end of these lines is a little point of either color or something.
Yeah.
Which honestly makes it look like a meteor shower on the inside.
Yeah, where it gives it almost that metallic shiny look.
Gotcha.
It could just be a vacancy of anything grown in there.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. So, hold on, zap this guy with the other...
Yeah, so you got to check all of these. Spodumene's really interesting that it typically does fluoresce. And, you know, kunzite, we had talked about it before, kunzite's just the pink variety of spodumene.
Yeah, that's super cool. I keep not expecting them to fluoresce. Well, we got to zap this guy as well.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot because that is, you know, the yellow spodumene. And one thing that like lets you know that this was a special stone is that it has the brass nameplate, and then it has, you know, this card with it because when we bought these, it was a big deal. Like the President's Collection stones were a really big deal.
Yeah.
And it's important to note that there's no treatment on that.
We'll zap this guy.
So let me see pink. Nope, this one's inert.
And totally clean, as far as I can tell, just at a first glance. Not a droplet in there.
One thing that we would kind of be remiss not to say is that in the past 4 years, there's been so much stuff that's gone on in the world. And one of the biggest impacts in Brazil was the mining community and the gem community. Less mining has happened. A lot of people have gotten out of the gem business. So there's not as much coming out of the ground. There's certainly not as much being cut. And you don't have as many people selling it. So Brazilian material of fine quality is going to get harder and harder to find for a while.
You got another box for me?
I do have one more for you.
All right,
here we go.
All right, what do we got? Can't see yet. Oh, I love this stuff.
This is Andalusite.
Well, I see like this sort of rusty reddish brown color, and then from another angle, I see like this sort of lighter forest green color.
Because this is something that hopefully you can see. When you're looking at it from this angle, you're going to see green, a yellow green. And then right when you just turn it slightly, you're going to see orange or brown.
He's good. Andalusite is named after the Spanish region of Andalusia, which is where my mom grew up. And so I bought her a pair of dangle Andalusite earrings because I think that setting where you can see it from sort of 300 degrees is a perfect setting for this kind of stone.
Anything that has an optical property or pleochroism, like that you see very strongly, it needs to be in something that moves, like a dangle earring, a necklace. Yeah, so to sit it on a shelf, as much of a collector as I am, to sit it on a shelf does this no justice.
Yeah.
So a lot of Andalusite is quick run material, like the stuff that you'll see, especially from Brazil, it's not being produced. It's old stock. Anything above 6 carats is extremely rare.
Everything on the table is for sale.
Yeah.
And all the links will be down in the description below. If you've never laid eyes on material like this in person, it's going to blow you away. All right, it's that time of the episode where we're going to take a closer look at one of our favorite specimens from the day. I knew which one I wanted to take a closer look at almost as soon as I laid eyes on it and took it out of the little pot. So I've got mine picked out.
Okay. I think I have mine picked out too.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay, cool. I choose this colorless, faded spodumene because I think the inclusions, you've really got to see them up close because they really look like a meteor shower.
I'm actually going to go with Andalusite. So I'm going to actually do this one here, just because the pleochroism on it is so strong.
Let's take a closer look.
I brought a specimen to give away. We're not talking about just something little. This is cool.
Okay.
You're going to be mad when you see it. I already know it. You're going to be like, you're giving this away?
Let me see it. Let me see it.
I can't tell you how many times I've walked past this piece, and I love it. Like, I love this mineral specimen.
This is hiddenite.
Really, what you're looking at is just how this turns, the hiddenite turns. It's got good luster on it. The blades are really nice. Whoever's lucky enough to win this, just know we were looking out for you.
To enter for a chance to win this specimen, email info@gemstones.com with your name, your address, and your phone number for shipping. Include the word hiddenite in the subject line. We will only be taking entries for 1 week after this video is posted. A winner will be chosen at random. We love our international viewers, but this is unfortunately open to US residents only. For the full terms and conditions, go to jtv.com/giveaway rules. If you don't win this time, don't worry. Check out JTV Live on Facebook for more chances to win. You can also check out the gemstones.com storefront on Jedora to shop for mineral specimens.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Tom, this has been an awesome episode. I always learn a lot when I'm around you, and today was no exception. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching.